Hey guys, welcome back to some more Snooker 19, part 59 in this career mode I think, and today we continue on our insane run on the European Masters in a best of 11 match in the semi-finals, taking on the Thunder from Down Under, Neil Robertson. So, really excited for this, really glad to have got through yesterday, that was a pulsating match last night, So yeah. Hopefully I can play a bit more fluent today than I did last session, but as long as I can get through, But I know that taking on Neil Robertson, I'd have to play well.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So I'm breaking off in frame 1. So I think I'm world number 3 so far in this career mode. Obviously it's not really fair because I did start off world number 1, but I didn't choose Ronnie because he was world number 1, I just chose him because he was straight on my favourite player. I left a red for Robertson, will he get it is the question. No, he didn't go for it. So there is some defensiveness about Robertson. Of course in real life he's a very good safety player, so you probably would expect safety shots. Or you probably would expect safety shots from the real Neil. He's played the roll-up shot and I've played that to perfection. I really don't believe we're in the semi-finals. I mean, of course I'd like to win every event, but this event I've kind of just really believed that I can win it. And after that Mark Allen game, I didn't have a doubt in my mind. I genuinely thought that I'd sweep past Maguire, which, I just about did on the skin of my teeth in the end. It was a decent deciding frame, not one visit, but I don't think he scored much, if he scored anything at all, but relieved to have got through. Obviously this match I've now got a bit more breathing room, obviously this is first to 6 rather than first to 4, and I feel like we're going to have to work hard for our chances against Robertson, because he's far from a bad player, Once a world champion, 2010. Three times actually, a UK champion I think. Can't be more than 3 times Masters champion. I think no one other than O'Sullivan and Hendry are more than 3 times Masters champion. There might be one other, but that's about it. I don't think Higgins has got more than 3. Davis is locked on 3. So that is Steve Davis, obviously not Mark Davis. Mark Davis, in all of his career, 30 years as a professional, hasn't won a single ranking title. Baffles me. Have I left a red is the question there. I have.
1.
But I think he'll only make 1 point of it, yeah.
Neil Robertson.
And he's left us a red to go out here. So I think if we're going to beat Robertson, I think we've certainly got to go for our shots. I mean,
He's tempted by this red.
Support shot. There we go. Lovely opening red. I feel a lot less pressure than I do yesterday, but obviously that's because this is the opening frame. And also just because of the fact that it's first to 6 rather than first to 4, I feel like I've got so much more breathing space. Like I want to win as many frames as I can. I just want to build up as big as the lead as I can to give me... Basically my game plan is just to win as many of these early frames as I can, to build as big as a lead as I can so that I can afford for Robertson to make a fight back, because I'd still have a good chance of winning. Meanwhile, in this frame, I've got a chance now. I feel the reason I've done so well at this tournament, I'm starting to score really heavy, like I didn't used to score this many big breaks. My breaks used to be really pathetic and it's probably pretty painful to watch. But I've scored heavy in this tournament and I think I'm reaping the rewards of it now, Next tournament, what is it? I think it's the English Open. The English Open all the way from round 1, no qualifier event for that. Home Nations event, I'll take it quite seriously, the 4 Home Nations events, just because they are big events, obviously. There isn't a £1 million bonus to win all 4 of them, but that's, obviously, I don't know if it exists in this game. It doesn't matter, it's not a ranking bonus. It's just a real life thing. No one's ever done it yet, and I don't even know if it existed back when this game was made. This is missable, this pink, the way I'm playing it, but nope. I was more concerned about cannoning those reds there, and I think I've really got a beautiful chance just to get a bit of potting practice. I feel like that's an important. I think this is an important chance just to get me settled into this match. just really to get my teeth into it. Just really, it'll really just calm me down, just settle any nerves that I'm feeling.
Nicely onto the colour. 22.
Because, I mean, this is my first ranking semi-final, remember? I've reached the semi-final before, but like I said, it's not ranking the Shanghai Masters. It used to be a ranking event, I think, the Shanghai did. But it isn't, because Ronnie O'Sullivan won it in 2019, and that was his only ranking title that season, 2019-2020 was the World Championship. It's a shame such a great event is non-ranking. I mean, it is disappointing, but I think it's a good tournament. I don't really watch much of it, but but as far as I'm concerned, big frames means big tournament. I didn't want to play that too hard because I felt I'd miss it if I did, because I've missed a few of those playing it too hard. But I mean, if we could get a chance like this in every frame, I'd really be really happy, you know, you could imagine. And this is like what a snooker player's eyes would light up to see. They'd just see the pound signs flashing before their eyes if they saw this. This is a beautiful chance. I mean, it really is. The black's on its spot. The reds are in the open, pretty much, barring a few safe reds. But by the time I get to those, I'll be well over the line in this frame, I think.
38.
So yeah, a few more balls for the half century, and we should be good. And we'd look good for a 1-0 lead then. And you know, I think this sends a message out to our opponent and would shake him up a bit, which is obviously we want to make Neil Robertson as weak as possible. We want to tame him down as much as possible because he's a tough opponent. Neil Robertson, I mean, you know, Stephen Maguire and Mark Allen, you know, we might have dodged a bullet there. They're good players, don't get me wrong, they've won titles, but they do have their bad days as well. But Neil Robertson, his dark days at snooker, I think, are safe to say over. When this game was made, when was it, 2018, let's say? 2019? Somewhere between 2017 and 2019. I can't really tell because this tournament is very 2017-esque of the European Masters. You never know. It's that much 2017, this tournament, is that we might get Joe Perry or Jimmy Robertson in the final, because I think those were the two finalists, and Jimmy Robertson won it. Well, I think it was 2017. I didn't really watch it, but I was looking it up on the internet the other day, this tournament, to find out where it was which year it was modelled off. And I found it was 2017, and just a side note, Jimmy Robertson won that year. Not Neil Robertson, Jimmy. Not Jimmy White, Jimmy Robertson. How's my angle? Not bad. Missable, but no, it's not really missable.
Just the black required here.
Frame ball, and it's there. So barring snookers, we'll be taking a 1-0 lead over Robertson, and it's not a great position, you know. So I think he will come back to the table. I can't really think about Robertson in real life. Does he really come back to the table? I suppose he would do. He's a good enough safety player. The one that springs to mind about players coming back to the table is obviously Selby. No, it's not there. But, you know, 68.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
68 in front, 67 on the table. Just one snooker needed for Neil.
1.
And of course we did lose a frame with snookers required yesterday, but that was a terrible choice of shot, really. To sacrifice those points that he would have earned from the black was absolutely stupid. And I've got out of the snooker. So I think the concession will be on his way now. I think he'll concede the frame. Because he does need quite a few snookers. We need 2 to tie. He's still gone for it. He's still playing on. Well, if that doesn't do the damage, I don't know what does. It's a very stupid AI, I must admit.
He certainly doesn't want to overhit this.
Well, I've given him a lot of the points back that he would have earned out of that black. He's only been denied 1 point after all. After all of that, you know. I don't think he can make us replay it.
Foul. Neil Robertson.
Yeah, he still needs 3 snookers. He's conceded. I would have thought he'd conceded after doing that to the black twice. Of course we did foul, but this is Neil Robertson's break, and that's a solid opening frame, you know.
Yeah, some pretty impressive snooker in that last frame.
If we could take a 3-1 lead at the mid-session interval, you know, that'd be very pretty for us. We'd be sitting pretty then, I think.
Thank you. The second frame. Neil Robertson to break.
obviously, in an ideal world, I'd like to lead 4-0 at the interval. And I'm going to try my hardest to do that. Tough shot coming up. Missed pot.
No, not this time.
It's a bit like one I missed in the decider yesterday. Or it might not even be in the decider. So there's a chance for Neil Robertson to get some potting. To get potting some balls, you know. And this is exactly what we didn't want to do, is give him a chance. Because once you give a player like Robertson a sniff at a chance, you could go on to dearly regret it. But you know, I'll take that 69 break in the last frame. It wasn't a bad one.
9.
I would have probably liked to have played that black a little softer to have gone on to make the century, but never mind. Just a nice way to start the match. It was a bit of a scrappy ending to the frame. There was a fear in the back of my mind of losing the frame. Obviously, with what happened on, oh dearie me. What happened on, I think, Tuesday's episode? I think this is Thursday's episode. Yeah. Oh well, if that's not proof that that 69's shaken Neil Robertson, that was a good contribution. That is all the proof you need. Neil Robertson has just missed an absolute sitter. Oh, we nearly missed that. I was trying to push out for the black, that was why I nearly missed it, really. I'm still not happy with the black, so just going to drop the blue in, you know. As I said yesterday, I think, or in one of the recent videos, I want to make every pot as easy as I can for myself.
Oh, so close. Needed some luck there.
Well, I'd like to cover... Well, you know, I haven't left an easy red. I don't think the cue ball passes the brown. That red went, I was aware of that, but I just didn't think it was easy. I knew that red went, I just didn't think it was easy. That's why I said no easy red goes. You got it nonetheless, despite having missed a much easier red earlier in the frame. And ooh, what an angle he's got on the black now. Fearful. This is fearful. Well,
13.
that was a attempted cannon, and it ain't worked out all that well.
13.
And to be honest, it ain't worked out well at all for him, because this is a golden opportunity for us to score again. And we've really got to make the most of this chance now. We've got a golden chance. I don't know if you noticed, I've changed Ronnie O'Sullivan's appearance. I changed his waistcoat. I think I was partly inspired by what he was wearing at the Masters. Don't know if you remember, because normally Ronnie O'Sullivan wears a black shirt, he dresses up completely in black. But the Masters he was wearing a white shirt like he did in the old days. Like back when he won those World Championships in 2013 or whatever. It just reminded me of that, and I kind of just liked it. I thought it was cool. So I thought, I'm going to dress my Ronnie O'Sullivan player up in black. Oh, sorry, in a white shirt with a black waistcoat. I think it looks more like every other snooker player then. You know. I suppose what I liked about it was it just reminded me of Ronnie O'Sullivan when he won the World Championships. It just made it as if Ronnie O'Sullivan was a much younger guy, but meanwhile that's not a very good shot, really. It really wasn't that good.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
What a pot.
Brilliant shot. 17.
I don't fancy the black, because I think this pink's, I've got an angle to go into the reds here, and, I'm going to need them at some point, I'd imagine. I haven't done the maths, but I'm pretty sure I'm playing catch-up in this frame. Might as well have done that sooner rather than later. I had an angle. I went into them, left myself a missable red, but I should still get this, I shouldn't miss this,
He's playing the pot here.
Is there?
That's a top shot. Well played. 24.
I've really played good snooker in this tournament, I think. Obviously, it's not real snooker, but I've played good virtual snooker in this tournament.
Half a chance here.
And I think you can agree that this is my best. This is my best ever as a performance. As a performance for a single tournament, this is definitely my best.
That's a good split. He's got a real chance here.
And after that defeat at the China Championship, I was determined to try and prove myself I'm not really bothered about proving myself to you guys. I just want to prove that. I just want to do it for myself and enjoy the glory of winning a tournament or doing really well. Just enjoy the thrill of it. And this is real. This is a real thrill getting to this point of a tournament. You know. I don't know if the century's on. I think it is. There's 67 remaining, and we're on 38, so we can get to 105. So there is a century on, and you know, these reds are all in and around the black spot. I don't know if there's a red up in bulk. I don't think there is. I think he potted that. Oh, yeah, there's no red up in bulk.
39.
So we're now in front in this second frame, and you know, we've got a good chance of going 2-0 up here, which would guarantee, at worst, that we're level at the interval. We'd like a lead of some kind. If it was 4-0, I'd really be over the moon. I mean, you could imagine that. So yeah, I really hope you've been enjoying this European Masters, because it really is my performance. This is my best ever, you know. And if I carry on playing like this today, I'd be in the final, definitely. And I could win this match 6-0 if I play like this and Robertson plays that poorly. I know it's medium difficulty and not hard. I know it's a pro aiming aid and nothing more than that, but I've got to start somewhere.
55.
So yeah, just a couple of pots from securing this second frame. Man, a 2-0 lead. We're sitting pretty, aren't we? Just stunned down for that red.
Nicely played onto a red. 62. This is the key shot. If this goes in, you fancy him for the frame.
I think that was frame ball.
No issues there.
Yeah, we're now 37 in front with 35 remaining. So yeah, that is frame 2. I think we're 37 in front. Yeah, we are.
Slot this into the middle pocket.
Just want to, yeah. Really love to clear up and get the century here. It's a great chance. This is for the you know what, the century break, you know. So like as I said before, as long as we're on, I think we've only made 2. I don't think we made a century in our last match against Maguire. We were going to, but no, we didn't do it. But yeah, like I said before, as long as we're on 73 by the time we get to the colours, we can make a century. That's what Captain Goodspeed says. So yeah. I'm going to take anything bar the yellow here. I don't even think the yellow pots. So I'm just going to take the pink. I would have liked to have taken the blue just because it's an easier positional shot. Because you know my luck with getting to the yellow. My only issue with this shot is that I'm going to be potentially hampered by the blue on this yellow. So it will stop me from... It will hamper my positional ability on this shot. Nope, not at all.
Just the colours now.
Not a good shot. I was just getting too overconfident that I was going to make the century, and I didn't do it all. And that shot weren't all that, you know.
Just looking to drop this in gently.
The green was fine in itself, but look at the cue ball. No, I've actually managed to contain the cue ball pretty well.
81.
So yeah, this for an 103 break.
Nicely positioned for the blue here.
Oh, I don't think we're the right side of this blue. Oh, we are. We're definitely the right side of it. No worries there.
No real problem here.
So unlike the previous 2 centuries, which were both 109 breaks, we're going to need the black. I think we did pot the black on both occasions before. This has been an excellent contribution, really. There were some awkward reds, like I say, but... Or was that in the last frame? I can't remember. Potentially could have made centuries in both frames, but this black for the century.
96.
Century number 3 of my career mode.
Pace is critical here.
I'll have to do like a special celebration when I'm at my 10th century, I think. But there we go, my 3rd century break. It was 103. I thought it was 102. That's a good contribution, and we're breaking off in frame 3 with a comfortable 2-0 lead. So hopefully we can maintain the lead going into the next mini session. At the mid-session and over the mid-session. Obviously, we only need to win 1 more frame today to do that. 2-1 up, or 2-0 up, pretty commanding position. I'd be chuffed to bits if I could win these next 2 and go 4-0 up, you know. This is a tough shot. It's there.
He would have hoped for a better split there.
Positions.
One.
I got something to be desired on this positional shot though. It was a tough positional shot, don't get me wrong. But 2-0 up. As Brown goes. I fancy it. It's there. I think that's the beauty of being 2-0 up and stuff and having a lead. I think that's why players with a lead are able to push on from it, because you have a lead, it gives you more freedom to play more daring shots. And when you're behind, you run out of position. You're not going to be willing to play a daring shot, are you? You're just going to want to play it as safe as you can, unless you're pretty much on the point of no return. Obviously, if it's the point of no return, you got to go for everything because you're probably not going to win anyway otherwise. So you might as well just bash everything. You might as well just take anything you get. Which I think is how Ronnie O'Sullivan played a bit against Selby last year at the World Championship semi-final. He just kind of thought, I don't want to play safeties. I don't want to get sucked into Selby's game. You know what? I'm going to lose if I play like that. I just want to play my own game and enjoy it. Because Ronnie O'Sullivan, he likes to play snooker he likes to play in snooker tournaments to enjoy it. He ain't too bothered about winning, so he tells people. Although there was a programme where he said he was devastated when he missed that red against Selby last year in the decider. He thought he'd thrown it all away, but after all that evening of hard work, and that morning when it looked like it was done, But yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan, he just plays to enjoy it, and there's nothing enjoyable about safety battles unless you like just playing like that. Unless you just find it fun. I mean, they can be exciting to watch, but they can also be dead boring to watch. And safety battle with a few balls potted every now and then add spice to it, don't get me wrong. I think that Selby and Bingham game, that's why it was manageable. There was more than just a lot of safety. There was a lot of safety in that game. Hence why I had to end up going to a 5th session, but it was a really good match. I'd say it was the second best match of the tournament, behind the obvious O'Sullivan versus McGill. And we all know that was the best of this year's championship. And we know O'Sullivan lost, and nobody here don't. And there are a lot of O'Sullivan fans. They're probably disappointed with the result, but it doesn't take away that it was a great Friday night of entertainment. They couldn't have picked a better session, for that. They couldn't have picked a better session for such exciting snooker. Friday night at the middle weekend, I mean, what a sesh. And it was really good. This is a very tricky pot. I think I might have got one like this.
Taking on the pot along the cushion. He's played that very well with the rest.
This pink might go. This pink might go, It doesn't. Just checking that those reds pop to right corner. Just thinking out loud there.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
Obviously, order of the day, priority here. Let's pot the blue. And secondary element, don't foul the white, but with all that applause, I don't think I fouled the white. I don't think I fouled the white. Now there's a red that goes. This one definitely goes, but does this one? Woohoo! I'm not going to jump the gun on it. I'm just going to be patient and wait till my next chance for that. I got a healthy 36-point advantage in this third frame. 2-0 up. I don't want to screw my chances up now. Not now. I've got all the momentum that I could want. I've just made a century break. I'm in on this frame. Okay, this isn't been the easiest break ever. This has been a tough break. Don't get me wrong. And there you go. It was just an accident waiting to happen in this match, but I didn't see myself missing that. So Neil, if you ever wanted a chance, it's presented itself to you. That was a bad miss. Oh, I didn't really account for the possibility of missing it. But yeah, let's just see what Neil conjures up here.
5.
So yeah, he'll be taking a bolt colour here. I assume he's on that red by the pink. And I think it'll be back up for yellow. No? Green? Or blue?
8.
Green or blue here. Green. She's got.
11.
And he's on a red. But he's still a long way back in this frame yet. I'm not too concerned about losing this yet. Because, yeah, like I said, I wasn't concerned about losing it. I was going to say because the way he's played in this match is pretty terribly. And you could say we've had an easy match, but, you know, we've been presented with chances and we potted the balls. I mean, you can't... your opponent doesn't just hand you a century on a plate, you have to earn that century yourself. If he's leaving me long pots, I'm going to get them. I think I missed a couple. I mean, I missed a lot in the Maguire match at those long pots, but that was probably just because of nerves. I mean, I was a bag of nerves in that match. I'm just going to... You know, I got a 29-point lead in this frame. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here. I felt it was a risk that was worth it, and if this green goes, I'll be saved completely. I don't think the green goes, though. No, it doesn't. I've still got the yellow, but the yellow's missable compared to the green anyway. Don't really have a good view of this. I think it was this frame that I got that wonderful brown, and look at that for a cannon. What a healthy one. If nothing else, I got this red into the yellow pocket. I'd like an easier red than that. I have got an easier red. So yeah, I've needed 2 bites of the cherry in this frame, but maybe I do feel like I feel like I've had an easy ride in this match, but I'm not complaining. Maybe I've had every right to have that easy run because of that, because of the way I started this match. You know, if he's going to get shaken up by centuries, that's the game.
14.
And these guys are still playing as well as they used to. I'm just playing better against it now.
So, just the red required here.
And that is a 3-0 lead.
Nicely done. That should be it. No real way.
And I wouldn't be surprised if my average breaks shot up since in the last few days. Obviously, there are a lot of bad breaks that I've made of just 1 point, even in these recent days. But I'd like to knock this black in just to kind of make certain of the frame. Kind of turns the screw, and this red will make absolute certain, because the red's obviously the key to 8 points. Well, a potential 7 more points after the red, but the red in itself is worth 1, remember. Is that there? It's there. And that is a frame confirmed. A 3-0 lead, we'll be happy with that. I will anyway, I don't know about you, I hope you are. I'm just going to play a nice exhibition hard black here, just to get up for the yellow. So I can make a 57 break here. Yeah, which is nice to clear up. I think I'm getting better at landing on the yellow. I love how every time I say I'd love to clear up, and when I say it just for the fun of it, I always end up missing literally immediately, but never mind, I'm not really bothered. 3-0, I'll take that any day, you know. I ain't complaining about 3-0 lead. I'm halfway to winning this match. Obviously, if this was a shorter match, a best of 7, I'd only be 1 frame away. But a 4-0 lead at the interval would be fantastic. So obviously there's still time in this match for a comeback from the Thunder. And he's a highly experienced player, so I wouldn't write him off so soon. Like I said, he's won his world titles. Well, he's won a world title, he hasn't won many. He's only won 1. There are actually only 6 players, believe it or not, to have won more than 1 world title in the Crucible era. There's Steve Davis, who's won 6. Stephen Hendry, who's won 7. Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's won 6. Mark Williams, who's won 3. John Higgins, who's won 4. Mark Selby, who's won 3.
Impressive shot with the rest.
What did I say? I said Hendry, Davis, O'Sullivan, Williams, Higgins and Selby. That's all 6 of them. They said impressive shot with the rest, but I'd say that's end of break. Unless there's some kind of plant on that I can't see. Don't think I hit the pink there. No, I didn't. So just a break of 8, but you know, it was a tough chance to make a lot from, especially with the angle I had on that black after the first red, but I only had myself to blame for that. I mean, I could have probably played a bit better position, but it was a tough positional shot that I did try. But they're all going in now. I've lost the cue ball a touch, according to Neil. As ludicrous as it sounds, I'd like to play this blue into the middle to cannon into these reds, but maybe not so soon, so I think I'll leave that. Priority number 1 should be getting that back on its spot, although I haven't really got a good shot at it here, so I'm just going to leave it alone. This is similar to the blue that I missed in the last frame when I was on that break of 37. I missed a hell of a lot of these then in recent times in this career mode. This tournament, I missed a lot of those sorts of blues into that pocket, I feel. So, chance for Neil Robertson to keep himself in contention at 3-1. And that would put pressure on us. You know, 4-0 is practically, it's a matter of we're going to win at some point. Well, what a disgrace that was.
It needs to be played at the right pace. One. Attempting to sink this into the left corner pocket.
I think I'm really geared up for this match now. I already fancy the job, you could imagine. I think at 4-0 up. If we get to the final, I do hope that it's a good match. I mean, like, obviously, as much as I'd like to win it, I wouldn't like it just to be 9-0 or 9-1. I'd like it to be something exciting. Although I wouldn't complain if I won it easily. I really don't see myself losing this match. Because I feel that this is more than just winning the European Masters. I feel like this is a place in the Champion of Champions, which I just wouldn't believe. I just wouldn't have believed it. I just wouldn't believe the concept of being in the Champion of Champions. And also, it really helps my case for being in the Tour Championship.
Well, I'm not sure that's what he intended.
Well, that's end of break. I've also got Players' Championship and World Grand Prix to think about, but Tour Championship would be like a dream come true, because obviously, who wouldn't... I mean, I love my long matches, I can't wait for the final. I mean, I don't see myself losing this match. I know I messed up, and I know that what happened against Maguire yesterday can easily happen again. So I don't want to get too content, and I mean, I don't want to start talking about hope for a close final. As anything can change, yeah, I'm only 3-0 up. If I was 5-0 up, I'd probably have rights to blow my trumpet a bit, but 3-0 up is not enough to get content. Not in a best of 11. I know it's a big lead, but if you put it into context of a bigger match, like a best of 25, for example, first to 13, it's like being 10-7 up, which doesn't sound like all that great of a lead. And a first to 17, it's like being, 14-11 up, 15-12 up in the world final, you know. In a best of 19, a first to 10, that is, it would be like being, 7-4 up. 7-4 up in a best of 19. My feelings are, a player can come back from 7-4 to win, but at 7-4, you'd have to make a player a favourite. I mean, 7-4 is not impossible to come back from. 7-4 is far from impossible to come back from. This is very reminiscent of the red we knocked in yesterday in the deciding frame, at the beginning of the winning break. I think took a bit of guts, that red in the decider, because I felt like I could have been throwing my whole championship away. This really means a lot to me. This frame means so much for me, obviously. You could imagine.
Great cue ball control. Excellent position.
So how many reds are there remaining? There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, no century. We're only on 10. There's no way we can make a century from here. There's what? 6 reds left? Yeah, we make 85, but, you know, it's a distant dream. I'm really not sure as to whether or not this red passes the black. I think priority number 1 is to clear that pocket. Oh, that red passes the black alright. With ease. I should have just pressed the camera button, you know. The angle. I would just press. Should have just got ready to take the shot because it was an easy enough pot. But anyway, it did go. I think I'll just try and drop onto the red on the side cushion. No, don't want to be playing with too much side. We know how that screwed me over in a previous match against a certain pinner potter.
Not an easy
named Martin.
a half chance.
Oh, that flick off the green, man.
Just look at that for a positional shot. Superb.
Just look at that for having a rub of the green. Now that is the rub of the green.
Now, can he drop this into the right?
I think that's what they call luck in snooker. You know, I thought I'd missed that at first.
Really impressive cueing.
But I'm getting away with things here. I'm still not ready to take that black. Gonna need to take it sooner or later.
Long pots on, Andy's going for it.
The blue's there.
Best
Position.
shot. 21.
Position ain't fantastic. This is still potable, but it's tough. Oof. This is tough. On an amateur rating aid, I'd still fancy myself for it probably, but you know, I missed it. But you know, 3-0 up, I can afford to go for my shots a bit more than if I was obviously like Neil Robertson's position. And you know, I think momentum's playing its part in this match at the moment.
21.
I think it's my momentum that's like enabling me to build my lead. Momentum, my lead. What? My lead. Not mama lead or whatever. It's going to play a sort of safety sort of shot. Whilst I'm obviously going to attempt this pot, but I'm just playing the cue ball back to the safe area. So I wouldn't have left him a really easy. I wouldn't have left him anything easy as a red if I'd missed it. But I've left myself on the yellow if I potted it, or I'd leave myself some kind of shot of a colour. And the way I'm playing, I can pot a lot. So yeah, we are going to be taking a 4-0 lead unless something outrageous happens. And you know, we would even have time for another frame, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner.
Because we might just about have time for another frame. There's no point. And we've made really light work of this match so far. Put it this way, we beat Reece Clark 6-1 in the International Championship qualifiers. And he played terribly. I mean, we might even beat Robertson 6-1. Look, Robertson in the background just smiling gently is the funniest thing. It's almost like he's supporting me. It's almost like he's resigned to defeat and he just wants me to win as well. Yeah, you have to see it to believe it. Robertson's smiling. So I think Kyron Wilson doesn't smile in this game. There was a snooker article published on it a couple of years ago. Not like physically published on paper. You can still win this frame. It's a long way back. But yeah, as I say, there's a snooker article published on it. And it was called I'm Not Smiling or something. Oh, good positional shot, you know.
8.
I fancy him for this frame. So 3-0 was the turning point yesterday. It looked certain for a 4-0 lead. Or it wasn't yesterday, but it was a couple of days ago now. And you know, it looks certain for 3-1. So fair play to Robertson for taking this frame. But it was just a silly little shot from us. I can't even remember what it was now.
24.
But yeah, it's a good positional shot. You can't deny that. But he's got a bit of work to do with this position. And he's got it all to do here. He's got it in nonetheless. And 3-1, that's pressure. That's put a lot of pressure on us. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.